click the Open icon to modify the checklist layout. By default, the checklist will be configured with an unspecified tab or group, but beyond that, it will be blank. Start by clicking the Group Maintenance option at the bottom. Group Maintenance will allow you to configure the list of tabs displayed at the top of the checklist so that you can organize your list of diagnoses. You can create as many groups as you like. If you are unsure which groups to create or would be useful in your practice, consult your paper charge slip or possibly even your biller. By default, the unspecified group will already be highlighted, so in order to rename this, just start typing the desired name over top of it. If you would like to add an additional group, click Add from the bottom. Then do the same process of typing the name of this group. And repeat those steps as necessary. If you would like to reorder the groups, highlight the group name you would like to move, and then click the Move Up or Move Down icon. If you would like to remove a group, highlight the group name and click Delete. Click OK when you are done configuring the groups. If you would like to organize the information within a specific group, you can do this by adding labels. To do so, click Add Label from the bottom, and then type your label description. You will also select whether this relates to ICD-10 or ICD-9 diagnoses within this group, as each will have its own section. Click OK when you are done configuring this label. You will then see a new ICD-10 or ICD-9 section appear within this tab with the label ready to go. If you need to change the positioning of this label, click and drag it to a different cell. To configure the diagnosis codes that will appear in the selected group, click Search/Add Diagnosis. You will then have three options when searching for codes. You can either search for an ICD-10 code, which will be the default screen, or you can search for an ICD-9 code, or you can use the crosswalk, which prompts you to enter an ICD-9 code in order to find the equivalent ICD-10 code. After selecting the applicable search option, decide whether you would like to search by description or code. Then start typing the corresponding search criteria in the field above. Once you find the correct code, highlight it and click Add to Selected Codes. When you highlight a code, it will automatically find that code in the chapter tree, which is located in the middle of the dialog. This view will allow you to see other similar diagnoses within that subclassification. Please keep in mind that you can either add a specific code to your checklist, like we just did in our previous example, or you can add a chapter subclassification. It will be beneficial to use the chapter subclassification instead of all the individual codes if you will potentially code for many of the subcodes found within a certain chapter. This is yet another way to organize your checklist so that the list is not too overwhelming and finding codes is easy. The highest level that you will be able to add are the category level codes, which are the ones that start with 3 characters, or the level that shows below the main block of codes. I'll add several examples, including I-9s, so we can see different scenarios. If you have added a code by mistake, highlight that code from the Selected Codes section and click Remove from Selected Codes. When you are done configuring this diagnosis group, click OK to close the dialog. You will then see the selected diagnoses appear in this group. At this point, you can click and drag the diagnoses to reorganize the list if so desired. You can also right-click on the diagnosis to receive the option to sort to here if you rather this list be in alphabetical order. Keep in mind that if you select Sort to Here, it will also sort any labels that were added. Additionally, when you right-click on a diagnosis, you will also have the option to copy this diagnosis to another group, or to move this diagnosis altogether to another group, or to remove this diagnosis from this list. If you have configured a section but feel it might not be commonly used, you could collapse that section by clicking the blue arrow in the upper right corner. However you leave your checklist in the template editor module is how you will see it when you open a note within a patient's chart. When you are done configuring your diagnosis checklist, click OK to close the dialog. Click Save and/or Close to save your template changes.